Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, please make sure to subscribe. Catch more videos like this all season long. So, today's video, if you can see that by the title, we are going to be bedlining some old foam decoys that I got my hands on. They are these Magnum foam black ducks, and they're just a little beat up. They're beat up. They're really old. I've been told that they're about 40 years old, and they're just made of what feels like styrofoam. They're painted black. Some of the paint is coming off, and you can see the white styrofoam under it. I want to try bedlining these. When I was in Massachusetts a few years ago, the guide that we went with, he had bedlined eider decoys that he took to Line-X, and they were foam decoys that he had Line-X'd, and people had shot them. He had them for like 8 years, and they looked brand new. So I thought, why not order 2 cans of Herculiner off Amazon? That should be plenty for what we're doing, and just see if it works on these. I can't go wrong doing it. I didn't pay very much for them, but I'm going to use them on a long line for divers, and the size of them is really going to be helpful when we're layout hunting or shore hunting, just to have that big silhouette there. So the plan is to find a rig that I can set these up on so that I can spray them with the bedliner, and then if the material is too shiny when I'm done, then I'm going to do some flat black paint over them. If it's not, I'm going to leave it, but it'll be super interesting to see how much these bodies harden up with this bedliner. So I'm going to find a way to rig these up, and we're going to get to painting, so let's go. Alright, so I got this drop cloth that I used when I painted the boat. I don't think I'm going to use it for anything else anymore. And I have these 2 pieces of my old floor from the big boat. So I'm going to prop each decoy up on this kitty litter box. People are going to laugh, but that keel fits in there perfectly to stand it up. And then I took the head off and covered the screw that's holding the head on with some painter's tape so that I don't get it in the threads and it becomes a pain to get the head back on. And as you can see, it is white under the paint. So I am going to grab the can, spray the first coat, and we'll see what happens. All right, first coat. Alright, so we'll let that dry, see how it comes out. I wanted to spray like you would normally spray paint something and not have any runs. For anybody that doesn't know how to spray with a spray can, you're supposed to start spraying and then hit your object and then let go after you've hit the object at the end. And it keeps it from running and pooling up in the spots that you're going, and gives you a nice even coat. So I did the same thing with this bedliner, and we're going to wait until it dries up, and we'll see how one coat is. If one coat isn't too hard, I'll probably do a second coat. There's so much in that thing. I'm pretty surprised, honestly. It's very heavy. So there should be plenty in there to do at least half of these decoys, and then I have another can for the other half if I need it, but I might get through all of these with one can. We'll see. So catch you guys when it's dry. Alright, I've got this blower fan running in here, some little homemade contraption that I got, but it's just a furnace blower and it pushes out quite a bit of air, and it circulates it all the way through, so it should start drying that first decoy. I'm pretty confident in how this is gonna go, and I don't really have a better idea if it doesn't work. So I'm gonna start painting this one. This head I think is glued on, so I just taped it, and I should be able to keep it from getting overspray on it. But the same thing, paint's starting to come off, and you can see the fiber or the styrofoam in there. That one's just drying right there. So I'm gonna do the tops of all of these, and then if I feel as though I need to do the bottoms of them, then I will. And yeah, we're gonna get started on this one. That a lot of these heads are glued on, and it's honestly going to be a little quicker if I just tape all the heads. And since, like I said, I got these pretty cheap, I'm not too concerned about getting overspray on the heads. By the time that a diver gets close enough to notice if I have overspray on my heads, they better be dead. So I'm just worried about getting the bodies done. I just don't think that if they had anything else on them, I don't know that they would last throughout a season. I don't know if they're gonna like absorb water. I don't know the last time these things were in the water. So it's just gonna be easier to spray them with truck bed liner. So far I haven't noticed the can's weight go down at all, so I don't know that I'll even need the second can unless I want to do 2 coats. But even then, like, it's such a thin coat that's going on these, I don't know that there's gonna be a need for a second can. I mean, if that's the case, for 12 bucks to respray all of these decoys and make them usable again, that's a pretty good deal. So I'm gonna spray this one. This is number 4, and I'm probably just gonna plow right through the rest of them, see how many I can get done right now. Exactly 12 foam decoys with 1 can of Herculiner. So I did a pretty heavy first coat. They haven't dried enough for me to be able to tell if I'm going to need a second coat, but I mean, like, this thing is literally at the bottom. I might be able to touch up a couple spots with this can, but that one's shot. So for the first coat, 12 decoys, 1 can. I got pretty good coat on all of them, and I was able to get through them in about a half hour, maybe a little bit more, with setting up doing the tape around the heads. But the coats went on really nice. There's not a lot of overspray. I thought there would be more like a thicker stream of it, so it would go on the floor a little bit more. It's barely on the drop cloth, it's not on the backdrop, and it went on really well. So I'm gonna wait to let these dry, and we'll see how they are. Dried. As you can see, they still have a shiny finish to them, so I am going to hit them with some flat black when we're done. But I mean, they came out really nice. It's a little soft when you're pushing on it, but I mean, I don't think that this is like hard bed liner. It's just a coating. So I'm gonna do a second coat on all of these and see if it hardens up a little bit more, but I'm really just looking for the protection. I'm not looking for these to be like rock hard. And then I'll hit them with flat black, but they turned out really nice. They got a really even coat with one can, so that's nice to see. And we'll see what a second coat does for them. Alright, so they all have a second coat now, and I went through about a little over half the can doing the second coat. I didn't do it as thick as the first coat, but we're going to see what happens to them overnight, and then I should go grab a can of flat matte spray paint, and then I'm just going to spray all of these over the truck bed liner to help knock off some of this shine that you're seeing on them. I mean, they're still wet because I just sprayed them again, but you can see the shine in the lights, so hopefully that does the trick, and should be a pretty cheap fix for some cheap foam decoys. Alright, so second coat has dried on these. They hardened up a lot. I mean, the other day I could kind of stick my thumbnail like in the decoy, but now like there's nothing. These things are rock solid. And after letting them dry overnight, I think that's what really helped solidify them. They are still shiny. So I went and picked up some black camouflage Rust-Oleum paint. It's like the most flat paint that I've ever found. So I'm gonna hit these with a coat of that just to knock the shine off. And like I said, these are gunners, so as long as they're not just like these giant reflective bulbs in the middle of the lake, they should be fine. They're going to attract the birds that I need them to, and they're going to be on a long line, I think. I bought drops for them, but that'll be the easiest way for me to put them out, and that should just show this big raft for divers, and the flat black should work fine. So I'm going to hit them with a coat, and we'll see what happens from there. These have only been drying for like maybe 2 minutes. You can already see, so here's one that hasn't been flat black yet. This is just bed liner. This is with the flat black paint. That is just incredible. I mean, it just completely takes the shine out of it. And that's the ticket right there. $5 paint. You know, most of these aren't even done drying yet, but just look at the difference from when that bed liner was on there to now. I mean, that one's still dry. That's the last one I painted. But I mean, look at that. That is flat. Let's take it outside so we can see. Yeah? What do you think? Nice and not shiny, huh? Yeah. Alright, there we go. They're all dry. Can't even see the glare of the barn lights. It just completely knocked it down. So there you go. If you have some old foam decoys laying around, this is one way that you can resurrect them fairly easy, less mess, and not too expensive, like 25 bucks. The 2 cans of bed liner were $11 each. And then the 1 can of the flat black, which I don't even think I used half of it, putting that coat on there, about half, that was $5. So for $27, you've got 12 decoys completely redone, and they're flat, so you don't have to worry about them shining in the light. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. Be on the lookout for the season 2 of the Too Many Hobbies podcast, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.